Stop waiting.
How to buy a home even with high interest rates. While most people are worried about those high interest rates, smart buyers, which hopefully is you, in Roanoke, are still buying homes.
And they know a few tricks that other people don't. So today we're gonna share those secrets with you.
All right, so first, let me show you why waiting can cost you. Let's look at two different buyers. We're looking at Sarah and Mike.
I'll take Sarah.
All right.
Sarah waits for rates to go down. In that time, the price of the house that she wants goes up from $360,000 to $378,000. Her monthly house payment ends up being $2,145.
Now, Mike, on the other hand, buys that same house today at the lower price of $360,000. Payments around $2,275. That's only $130 more each month. But here's the big deal now. Mike owns the house. He's building wealth, and if rates drop, he can get a lower payment later.
That's brilliant. So who made the smart move? Well, I think Mike did. He focused on the price he could control today, and that brings us to our first tip.
Hey, real quick, it's Hal and Chris. If you're interested in buying or selling in Roanoke, reach out to us with the contact information on the screen.
And be sure to take the neighborhood quiz, which is in the description below, to find out what part of Roanoke is going to be best for you.
So you probably already heard people saying, marry the house, date the rate.
I've heard that.
Yeah. All that means is you should find a house you love for the long run. The interest rate is just for now. You can change it later if interest rates drop to the point that it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, today's rates are in the 6% range.
Around 6.5.
And that does feel high. I mean, don't get me wrong, but in the past, rates have been much higher. The average is closer to 7.7%. We even had a client say that they paid 13%. So the change your rate later plan can work if you do two things.
First, buy a home that really fits your family's needs. And second, make sure you can afford the house payment today without hoping for that lower rate.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to stretch your money so thin that you need rates to drop just to be okay. That's a scary situation to be in.
Sure.
Think of a lower rate in the future as like a bonus or frosting on top, not a sure thing.
Our second tip is to ask the seller for help. This can be something that we call a rate buydown. This is when the seller pays some money at the start to lower your interest rate for a little while.
Yeah, I want to tell you about a popular one called 2-1 buydown. Let's say that your real interest rate is 7%. So for the first year, you would pay like your rate is only 5%. The second year, you would pay like your rate is 6%. After that, you're going to pay the full 7%. This gives you a lower payment for the first 2 years, and it gives you time to get used to that payment.
Yeah, get that budget all dialed in. This is a strategy we see work really, really well. You know, for example, buyer might find the perfect house, but the monthly payment is a little higher than they're coupled with right now. They might even be about to walk away.
Oof.
No.
So yeah, we don't want that to happen. In that situation, asking the seller to pay for a 2-1 buydown can be a perfect solution. And if the seller is motivated, maybe they've already moved out of the house or want a quick sale, then they're often happy to agree.
And that becomes what? A total win-win. So the seller gets their house sold and buyer gets into their dream home with a payment that feels much safer for the first couple of years, and it can make all the difference.
You want to hear the best part?
Sure, of course.
In today's Roanoke market, sellers are more willing to help pay for this. You just have to ask when you make an offer.
And we know how to strategically do that. So
yes,
we can help you out there. Next up is a different kind of loan called an ARM, which stands for Adjustable Rate Mortgage. These loans have a low fixed rate for a few years, like 5 or 7 years. After that, the rate can change and there's a chance it could go up.
Well, let's talk about if an ARM might be a good fit for you. If you think you might sell the house in a few years before the rate changes, or you're okay with the risk that your payment could go up later.
Yeah, that's something to consider because we don't want you to get in a bad spot. And then you have to be careful and ask yourself, if my payment does go up in the future, are you going to be okay? You know, an ARM is just a tool, not for everyone. So make sure it fits your life plan and what you're expecting to do with the real estate in the near term and long term.
Good advice.
Yeah, I try.
So the next tip is pretty simple. You can't change interest rates, but what can you control? You can change where you look for a home. Our area is a great place to live. You know, across the whole valley, Roanoke, Salem, surrounding counties, the average home price in Roanoke and Salem is about $360,000.
But here's the thing, prices are different in each area. You see this probably where you live now as well. But like Roanoke City, homes around $230,000, Salem's around $355,000. And some of the other counties range from $300 all the way up to $450,000.
Yeah, and a common story that we hear from our buyers when they're getting really frustrated, it's because they've had their heart set on like a really specific neighborhood, but everything's either too small or just too expensive.
So what happens? They get ready to give up and just keep on renting. And that's when we'll ask them, what if we just look 10 minutes further down the road? You know, sometimes they're hesitant at first, but you know, our running joke around here, everything's within 20 minutes of what you're looking for.
Yeah, and if they're game, they're often shocked. Typically, we help them find a house that's bigger, it has a better yard, and can cost up to like $40,000 less than what they were looking for before. I think they realize that a slightly longer drive, just adding 10 minutes, can be totally worth it for the house and that lower payment.
And it's not that big of a deal. Everything's within 20 to 30 minutes, no matter where you are in the valley.
Pretty much.
The amenities that you're gonna need. So if you're flexible out where you live, you can definitely find a price that works for your budget. A short drive, as we mentioned, can mean a much lower house payment, which is significant for your wallet.
Yeah, another tip is about getting help to buy your home. This is what I love. Here in Virginia, there are programs that give you money for your down payment, and you don't have to pay it back.
One of those is called the Virginia Housing Down Payment Assistance Grant. It's for people who qualify, and it can make a huge difference, you know? And then there are also special loans like FHA loans that are government backed, or the VA loans for veterans that don't require a big down payment. So that's less money you have to bring to the closing table to get a house you love.
We work with a lot of veterans.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and we really enjoy working with them, and VA loans, well versed in that. To find out if you can get this help, you need to talk to a good local loan officer. And if you need a name, hey, we can help you get a great one.
For sure. And as a quick reminder, before we start wrapping up here, we say a little bit more to go to make sure you're in the know.
This video is for educational purposes only. We're sharing general information, not personal financial advice.
Your situation is unique, like your income, your debts, and your plan. So before you make any big decision, talk with a qualified lender. And if you need to, also talk to a financial advisor. Run the numbers for your specific situation so you're comfortable and confident in the decisions you're making.
Yeah, we give you the information to help you make the most informed decision. But let's review. To buy a home when rates are high, you really need a plan. So this is kind of a quick punch list of that. Make sure you get your pencil. Here we go. First, make sure you can afford the payment today. Second, ask the seller to help with a buy down. Third, see if an ARM fits your short-term plans. Fourth, be willing to look in different areas. And fifth, look for down payment help.
So high rates are definitely a challenge, but they don't have to stop you. You just need a smart plan. And now we want to hear from you. Are high interest rates the only thing stopping you from buying a home right now?
I just talked to a client about this. She said, I don't think it's a good time to buy because of the interest rates. And I said, let's talk, because it could be. Tell us your biggest worry in the comments below. We read every one and we'll try to help. And if you're thinking about buying a home here in Roanoke, all of our contact information is in the description.
So we can help you talk to a loan officer and also build a plan that works for you. That's why we do Zoom calls and we meet in person to build a strategic plan that fits your needs. And if this video is helpful, make sure if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe.
We'll see you on the next video.